Hi everyone, I'm so excited today. We have Max Glockner, right? Joining us today. He's Vice President with Healy, and we're so honored to have him to do a presentation today to explain about this phenomenon that's happening around the world. I don't even know how to say it. It's all about energies, frequencies, and how this is gonna, help us to improve our health. So let's hear from Max. I'm going to put the presentation up and then let him walk us through this amazing.
Hey, mate, thank you so much for having me on. Hey, quickly before we even start, I just want to know, what is your experience with Healy?
My
You're using
experience?
it, how many months are you using it right now? 3 or 4, right?
Yes,
And what have you seen so far?
It's been crazy. It's been like before you get the Healy, you're listening to all these testimonial and you're like, really? Like, how does it work? But until you actually have it and use it, it's something else. Like I have a friend, right? She has 2 dogs and a cat. They were so sick, and you using it's really magical. Within 1 or 2 times, you can see the improvement, right? They're feeling happier. The body is working better. And I have another friend. Her mom has actually got COVID, and she actually went into the ICU a couple of times. Now she's like live and kicking. And for myself, I've been using for my whole family. It's really hard to explain. It's like you feel more energy. You feel more like I love the sleep program. I love the sleep program. I run it all night long, and you can literally feel like you're well rested. You dream better. It's more vivid. You remember better. It's really interesting. Like everybody have unique experience. Like how do you explain that? Like what is this thing about frequencies?
I would say like, first of all, like it's disease, COVID and all this, forget about it, because this is not, it's not what it does. We should not talk about sickness or disease, because it's not what it does. What it does actually, it's supporting you or anyone in any situation in life, no matter if it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. And that's, I think, is what all of us need, is really to be balanced again, because when we're back in balance, then we can't, get into a level where we are maybe effective to certain, external circumstances. So the moment we step ourselves back into balance, like for example, we're sitting and meditate in nature and do this for months at a time, but everybody of us, we don't have that time to be so healthy, conscious, mindful. Normally we have a busy day, we're traveling, we're working and so forth. To be back in balance is always like a challenge for us, right? So I believe Healy is really a tool for us to put us back into this balance, where we can't be so much influenced by these external factors like stress, like whatever happens in your life, and wherever you want to support yourself, you are supported, because everything in the end of the day is energy, and frequencies are everywhere. And this is what this little device is actually doing. So maybe I should just run through this presentation and make it hopefully not longer than half an hour, but really get you guys, whoever is watching this video, a good idea of what we're actually doing. And I think this is actually a beautiful quote to start this presentation with. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And who said that? Nikola Tesla, who was alive, 120 years ago. And he came up with this one, and he was already understanding how everything is energy and everything is connected. And nowadays, and this is the crazy thing now, forget about for one moment that the product is really helping people, but also the product is an amazing business opportunity. And it's kind of, it feels like there was never a bigger trend. Like there was never a time where we talk more about frequencies, energy, vibration. We have Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and all this. Everything is now about energy, and people talk about vibing high frequency, the frequency of love, the frequency of, and it feels like a mega trend, which is going on right now. And so it's really interesting that we have this device now. But let me tell you, it's not just because of a mega trend. It's actually from a 15-year-old market-leading technology called Time Waver, which we're going to talk about in 5 minutes. So science now proves that the universe and everything in it, including us, is made of energy. And this is exactly the point what we're going to talk about. Can go through this one. Because this is what it is. Our human body comprises basically of 9 systems, and we're starting with tissues and organs, everything that you can touch, right? You go look down to it with a microscope, you can see your cells. Your cells are actually made of molecules. These molecules are atoms. These atoms are subatomic particle, and then these subatomic particle, when you see that, you see this like this moving things. it's basically 99.9999999% of empty space with energy, right? So everything is made out of energy. No matter if the chair you're sitting on, the table in front of you, your body, the air, the water, everything is energy. So everything is moving particles, and this is so your body. So if you can control and balance and support your energy, you can become this aware person and really conscious and centered person that you can deal with whatever is the situation you have to deal with in your life. So at the very leading edge of biophysics, science, and recognizing that the molecules in our bodies are actually controlled by frequencies. Okay, that's the interesting thing. And this is exactly what the Healy is doing. It sends you frequencies. So, and to explain you what I'm doing right now, so you can see those cables on my hand, there's two different ways of the Healy to send you frequencies or to broadcast frequencies. And I just want to touch a little bit on broadcasting today because it's very advanced, and just maybe just focus only on sending frequencies through microcurrent in your body, because this is what people feel, this is what people understand, and this is actually where it is also a physical benefit. So what we are doing here right now with microcurrent, and this is just microcurrent alone, it increases the ATP production in your body by 500%. So what is the ATP? The ATP basically is the energy in your cells. So just compare your cell is a car, and the ATP is the fuel you put in your car. So you fuel up with your car with almost an unlimited amount of fuel. So your energy in your cells is so much higher. So what does it mean? Your energy goes up, you have more oxygen. You have more oxygen, you become more alkaline. You can see that on that model, right? Inflammation. Stress causes inflammation. So stress is the ultimate cause of everything what is happening to bring us out of balance, no matter physical, emotional, or mentally. So if we can control that stress, which we are doing, and control the inflammation, then you already have the benefits and you have the effect, because everything is based on inflammation. Everything that is, when you see the cell goes up to the cell death, this is inflammation to a certain extent. So we go less and less in the energy in the cell until the cell is death, and then there's no more energy in that cell. So the idea is really to reverse this process with the microcurrent, and this is just microcurrent. Now combine it with 144,000 different frequencies, and every single frequency means something different to your emotional body, your mental body, to your physical body, which the Healy will choose for you. Then you have this amazing product, which is really individualized for everybody, doing these amazing effects, what we're going to talk about as well. So whenever we can offer the cells their own frequencies, they're stimulated to come back also to their basic and perfect frequencies and harmony. So and this is what we call resonance, right? When we are out of resonance with our frequencies, this is when we're out of balance. So if we find the right frequencies, or the frequencies that are out of resonance, and we can send the right frequencies to us to become back into resonance, this is how we reach exactly what we want to reach. And I'm not sure where you're watching this from. So you have to know the Healy is a medical class 2 device. In Europe, it comes from Germany. In America, I think we are FDA cleared. In different markets, it's different terminologies. But for a medical device, I think we have here this disclaimer. It's a treatment for chronic pain, fibromyalgia. This is the word I almost can't pronounce, like you, my last name as well, May. Pain, migraine, and so forth. So this is a medical disclaimer for the medical device markets. In other markets, it's not a medical device, so there you have a different disclaimer. And on the next page, we can see how the Healy actually looks like. So this is the Healy, and I'm using it right now. So what I'm doing, I'm using a program called CARE. CARE is good for my immune system. It supports my immune system. And in this CARE program, you have several hundred frequencies. Now, you don't need all of these hundreds of frequencies necessarily, because you might be already perfectly in resonance with some of them. So the Healy does one thing. It's analyzing your bioenergetic field. So the moment you start the Healy is connecting to me right now, and it's analyzing my bioenergetic field, and it tells me, or it picks and chooses basically exactly these frequencies that I need right now the most. It understands what other frequencies are out of balance, and then it picks and chooses, and then sends me those frequencies until I'm becoming resonant. So it's analyzing and delivering in real time. So if May is using the same program that I'm using right now, her frequency is going to be completely individualized. Her durations of frequencies, how many frequencies, and how often this frequency will be sent to her is completely up to her, until she's resonant, and the Healy can analyze that. And that's why the technology is so crazy.
That's interesting. May I ask you a question? So if you're sending frequency out to someone remotely, I heard you can, I've been doing that. How does that work? Like if I'm doing that, I'm sending frequency, let's say to you right now, right? You're in Dominican Republic right now. How is that frequency going to affect me, or is it going to be intentional going to you?
Well, see, this is the thing. What we trying not to speak at the first presentation because it's so far away. You know, like I'm telling you, I'm doing this now since 2 years, and I'm still learning every day. I'm so fascinated. It's like almost imagine you're 5 years old again. You know, and you believed in magic, you believed in all these things are possible for you until you have a certain program in your mind and said like, this is not possible, this is not possible, this is not possible. Now we just open up this box again and understanding in the quantum field, there is no time, there is no space, there is no you in Canada and I'm in the Dominican Republic, right? We are really right now in one field, and this is the amazing thing. So how exactly physically or quantum on the quantum physical level it works, I can't really tell you. But yes, in the more advanced conversations, what we have next time, yeah, probably because some of you guys might think like, what are we talking about? Broadcasting frequencies. We can talk about this more in detail, but yes, it's possible. You can send and broadcast digital homeopathy. For example, some homeopathic remedies has a very specific vibration, a very specific digital frequency, fingerprint basically, and information that you can broadcast to other people or to yourself without the cables. So it's like an information that comes to you. And I like to think about like the information field, and we're talking about the information field. It is an infinite field of information, like a huge library. Imagine a library with all the books and all the information that is out there in this whole universe. Now, if you vibrate or you broadcast frequencies to yourself in a specific, whatever the frequency might do, like put your back into balance or stabilize whatever issue you have right now. So you go into this library and you pick that book, and now you have the information. And now the information reaches your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and all these different bodies that you have. So the information is with you. It's almost like an affirmation of understanding you know, you are healed, or you're fine, you're feeling well, you're feeling good, you're feeling happy. So there's an information, this information is broadcasted to you, not through air, but through the quantum space, right? So once again, there we go very far deep in the direction. I'm probably the wrong guy to talk with.
No, that's good. It actually makes total sense. It's even though when we're having a conversation right now, right? When we're connected, everything energy flows and we understand each other, right? It's kind of like that, right?
And there, like besides that, and there are so many testimonials that I probably can't talk about it like online or in meetings. But besides what I have seen, it's also like, you know, everybody of us knows that feeling when we think about somebody and then that person texts you or calls you. Like there is obviously information out there, and this is, everybody of us knows, yeah, maybe it's coincidence, but it's not. There is a frequency we all on right now. So with the frequency, it's like a phone call. Yeah, see, like a phone call. It's like the Wi-Fi internet connection. It's also a frequency. Like, how do we explain that I'm talking to you here on a call, and I haven't even connected my phone to any cable, to my laptop to any cable right now? It's all Wi-Fi, it's all frequency. And the same thing is happening with this device, sending and broadcasting frequencies to people around the globe.
And I guess, you know, sometimes when you're more open mind, when you're actually more receptive with intention, you can connect better. It's just in a relationship, right? Like I haven't met you in person. I haven't. Like I feel like I really know you. We're connected. Like sometimes it's all these things all work together with faith, with the intention, with trust, right? It's just beautiful. So let's move on.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. So yeah, I mean, again, it's really affecting you on every dimension you can imagine: physical, mental, emotional, meridians, you know, all the energy lines, this chakras in your body. We have actually an aura module where you can read your chakras. You can see which of your 7 chakras is in alignment and disaligned, why it is out of alignment, maybe from your childhood, and maybe you're just moving around, and the Healy actually tells you that. It's mind-blowing. And it's again, you take the Healy in somebody's hand, you run the aura analysis, and the Healy tells you your heart chakra is a little bit offline because you don't feel you can trust somebody, you just go through a breakup, and the Healy tells you that. and people just like jaw drops and say, I want a Healy. Just like
I know, I love that. You know, before I got my Healy, I didn't think much about the aura scan. I just didn't really, wasn't interested. I was focusing on the health benefits. When I got it, oh my God, like every single scan I did it for people, my jaw just literally dropped. And I became, I'm so in love with that. That's my favorite part of the whole scan now.
It is. Quickly, do you want to press play on this presentation? Maybe then we can see the whole picture. Just a note.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
I think it is. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that picture actually shows it all. So you have a Healy and you have a phone, and this is all you need. And you have 144,000 frequencies. You have a quantum sensor in there, which is analyzing you and delivering the right frequencies, and it's application based. And this is really, that's the thing, you know? So it comes
This
from
is
a
the
technology.
thing I love the most. You don't have to be an expert. You just with the press of a button, anybody can use it. It's like it's very complex, but at the same time, it's easy. It's user friendly.
Yeah, this is the thing, you know, that's why I'm trying not to speak about all these things, but I'm thinking it's so interesting. It's just something nobody wants to not understand. So we all in the process of learning. But in the end of the day, guys, no matter who's watching this one right now, all we got to do is, if you are able to send a WhatsApp text or press the playlist on your Spotify, you are able to enjoy frequencies. You know, you are able to enjoy your system, your physical body, your all dimensions in your life, basically, by just clicking a button. So you don't need to know what every single one of these 144,000 frequencies does to you. You don't need to know that the microcurrent does the ATP and so forth. All you got to do is take it, press it, and relax and enjoy it and feel it and really get a sense of it and become aware again. It's just beautiful. We don't need to talk about the rest, actually. Just use it and feel it.
Yeah.
So okay, so this is how programs look like. Okay, when you have your phone and you open your phone, you have the gold cycle. And the gold cycle is the most generic, for me, the most beautiful program cycle. Each of these programs is between 40 and 50 minutes. I'm using the program Care right now, which is good for my immune system. But these ones are very generic frequencies what everyone should use. And we always like to recommend, it's not what I do because I'm not a doctor, but I think everybody should use one of these gold frequencies one time a day because they're so beautiful and putting you right into balance. So they're really like the heart and soul almost from all these programs for you. But we have 120 different more programs. So maybe we go on with the slide and go through them. And this is what we mean now. And when I started first with Healy, it was a business idea for me. It was like talking to the founder, and he said, like, yeah, everything is frequency, energy is everything, and we have a product. It's just like going to your energy no matter what. You know, there is an energy, there's a program that puts you back in balance. And in my mind and seeing these programs, I'm like, this is crazy. We're just disrupting several multi-billion-dollar industries by just having one product. Because look at these programs. I mean, we have local stimulation, right? These are things when you have a discomfort in your body, some aches and whatever, you use one of these frequencies. We have learning, we have fitness, we have job and sleep programs, what May was talking about. She loves the sleeping frequencies. We have beauty and skin here. Beauty.
Oh, that's another one of my favorite. My friend loves the beauty program, the skin program.
All women do. All the women do. So beauty program, beauty is at $1 trillion industry. Now, we don't have creams with packages that is empty after 2 weeks and we pay $200 for it. We have a frequency program and it's like an MP3 player for your skin. So if you want skin elasticity or anti-aging or hair or whatever, use one of these frequency programs. And this is a $1 trillion industry, but we're not competing with any creams as a product. We're just using the frequencies. And this is just, this idea is crazy, and we can go into any kind of industry.
It's insane how much the women are spending on a facial, in a microcurrents facial, and there's women spending on a serum. Actually, Suzanne Summer was actually selling this serum, and she was saying, "Oh, this is going to increase. It's very expensive ingredients, going to increase the cell energy of your skin cells." I'm like laughing inside. I can do that with my Healy. I don't have to pay like $100 for a tiny bottle of serum now.
Yeah, it is insane. I mean, this is really where we're moving into. I love the space of, when we understand that everything is energy, and this is basically the main, this is what it is and what we need. And now we can work with it with technology. It's just beautiful, So furthermore, mental balance. Every time you feel like maybe disturbed, you have a broken heart, out of contentment, whatever it is, use some mental balance programs. These programs just they make you feel happy. It's like hard to explain, they make you feel good. Meridians 1 and 2, we have all the organs, all the circulation for your heart and all these kind of things. And what else? Bioenergetic, if we go on, bioenergetic 1 and 2, there's like immune system, toxins, lungs, organs again. Then we have the chakras, the 7 chakras. So your heart chakra, crown chakra, forehead chakra, throat chakra, all the 7 chakras you have. And it's basically like meditation on steroids. Then we have the protection program. That's very interesting. That's what I like when I travel. You just take out the Healy, the cables from the Healy, you put it in your pocket and run, for example, sensitivity when you run through the airport, because you have a lot of EMF, and this one is protecting or balancing you when you are exposed to a lot of EMF.
Honestly,
for example,
EMF is a big concern for many people. Not everybody believe it, but 5G is coming along. There's a lot of harms. It's disrupting with the natural vibration of our body. So this program, I'm so excited when I found out about these protection program actually going to neutralize these harmful frequency or exposures out there to rebalance this, as you say, the balance. I think balance is the key, right? It's going to rebalance our bioenergetic field so that we can function optimally. Our immune system can function normally.
Totally, yeah. And you can put it next to your bed when you're sleeping, for example, and it's keep on protecting you. Exactly. And finishing up with a deep cycle. Deep cycle is like a retreat. It was created by some Norwegian scientists, I believe, for NASA, when people go through a lot of toxins. So you have that deep cycle and it's cleaning. It's like a retreat for all your body. And I did it one time when I did a 4-day fasting. I used all the programs. So I detoxed myself completely. In the last 6 programs, they're building your system up again. They give you strength and support.
Wow,
so these
amazing.
Are basically most of the programs, and there's more.
Wow.
We got it. So just to understand how we apply the Healy, the first one, this is our patches. So when you, for example, you have like some aches in your shoulder, there's a patch you can put left and right on your shoulder with the cable, the frequencies go right through. Then the next one is ear clips. And this one is not for the US market because the ear clips are not FDA accredited, I think, in the US, but it's for the European and also, I guess, for the Asian market. So you put it here for migraine, for extreme stress, and some of the programs, the frequencies go right through your brain. It's actually quite a funny feeling to notice those frequencies going through your brain. And the last application, which is 90% of all the programs, it's like this, so you can feel it. Every frequency you feel, like for example, you have 4 hertz. That means 4 times per second the wave goes up and down, and I feel 4 impulses per second when the 4 hertz frequency comes in. Then of course we have 150,000. I don't feel it because the frequency becomes so fast that I don't really feel it. But these are most of the programs. Meet the team. I'm talking too much.
I guess we can just go straight into our CEO, which is like I just admire Marcus. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about, you met with him in person, right?
Many times, yeah. I mean, Marcus is he's a genius, I mean, what can you tell to somebody who invents something like that? And once again, I mean, he's not only a genius, he's a good guy. He lived in a temple in India, I think when he was 20, for like 12 years, to really understand spirituality and connect, like how is everything connected. And today he's one of the most known quantum physics in the world. And he actually developed the time waver technology. So time waver, and this is very important for all of you guys to know, Healy is the small brother of time waver, or maybe the son or daughter. Time waver is a big device, only used by doctors and therapists around the world, and applying frequencies to their customers. And the testimonials over those years, the last 15 years with this technology, has been so tremendous. Like, it's been changing so many lives. It's been absolutely amazing. So the idea really came up, how can have more people have access to those devices, to this technology? Because you have a lot of time wavers in Germany, and some of them in America, and all around in the Dominican Republic, where I'm right now, there's none. So nobody here can get those, the support with a frequency device like the time waver. So the idea came up, how is it more accessible? And this is the answer. So we have the same technology. Obviously, it's not as sophisticated as the time waver, because in the time waver we can do everything, but it's exactly the same technology, and it has the very, very similar effects. It has actually the exact same effects if you use the microcurrent. And the difference is also you don't have a therapist who is like adjusting for you. your phone becomes your therapist, because you're going to choose what program you need today, or you ask the Healy where I'm not in resonance with, and the Healy will tell you this is the program today. Kidney, because you were drinking last night from the Meridian program, is what you need, and support yourself with that. So the Healy will actually tell you, you choose the program, run your frequencies, and feel good for the rest of the day.
That's amazing.
Nuno Nina, he is one of the guys, or he's the main guy actually Marcus was working with. So he's the developer of this 144,000 so-called gold frequencies. However, you have to know, and we talk about the medical advisory board in a second, we have so many doctors and therapists who are actually doing this since decades and understanding what kind of frequency you need, for example, when you can't sleep. So we have all these people in here, and this is it's bigger than that. I think I don't know how many exactly now on the medical advisory board, but plenty, and all of them studying frequencies, and they understand what are the frequencies we need to detox our body. So when we start a program, for example, like Pure, which is detoxing us, these guys understood already, these are the frequencies we have to have in the program, because these are detoxing frequencies. So you start a program, the Healy will choose and pick and analyze your body, and then send you the frequencies that you need right now, just you individual, in order for you to balance your, or to detox your body.
So my understanding is we have decades of experiences from these therapists from around the world, like over, 2,000 therapists around the world, and then the experiences accumulated and they're uploaded into the medical cloud, right? And then we get to benefit all that through the Healy. It's amazing.
Exactly. So there's so much knowledge besides the technology, which is in Healy. And I think this is the combination. The technology itself, of course, but also the knowledge of knowing what are these frequencies actually for. I mean, you can't put random frequencies into the device. Like there's a science behind that, obviously. Last but not least, that guy is really, really interesting. It's Christian Halper. I met him also a few times already, talked to him. He's amazing. He's a philanthropist. He's actually, I don't know how much he's worth, but we know he's worth several $billions, because he used to own the super fund. It was a big hedge fund in Europe until 2008, and then he sold it all. And his idea was just to change the world. He's a very, very conscious guy. He is vegan and vegetarian restaurants all over Europe, and he's just trying to show the world to be more conscious. And he believes and understands frequencies and says this is his baby. So he's the main investor behind this company. So it's really interesting to see the company. It's like we have that genius monk as an owner, and we have that conscious billionaire as an owner. So this is the result of what happens when these people come together. And of course, now we have all of these amazing people who are going around the world and share their amazing testimonials. So I think it's just beautiful. It's like it's never anything like that have been there. Healy effect testimonials. I think we don't have any testimonials on the call today, but maybe we can talk about some.
Yeah, tell about your own experience with the Healy.
I think my experience, it's just if I put it down on a few sentences, I think what it did to me is it created tremendous amounts of awareness in me, like understanding that you are your own master in your life, and there is nobody else who knows better what you need than you do. So if we become this awareness, or we get this awareness back into ourselves, that we understand what is good and what is not so good for us, that we start having days where we are more in flow. And this is really one of the main things. I feel like I'm in flow 95% of my days now. I have energy. I wake up fresh. I sleep tight. I sleep deep. I sleep great. I have good energy. I have good mood. I feel like I'm in flow. And you know what happens when you're in flow? Time is running. You're creating. You're doing amazing things. And this is what's happening now. And I believe before Healy, it was for me every once in a while I stepped into flow. Where I feel like this is the best moments of my life, where I just bam, 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 things come up. So Healy really helped me to come in flow, and I become aware. I feel like I'm never been stronger than this. But again, this is my personal testimonials. I believe the best testimonials is from the people, which are now over 100,000 people are. And there's one group, please go and check out the Frequency Experience on Facebook. We have now up to date 52,000 people in there. Everybody is sharing their testimonies, and you have sometimes when you just feel lost and don't know what you do, when you have that Healy, just go there, read 10 minutes, and you understand what we're actually doing. It's not just a business, it's really changing lives. It's going out and creating this amazing life. And when I'm talking about supporting and putting in back a balance, you might not understand how important that is until you see those cases of people who really needed that. And by using frequencies or using this, this device, we're able to for them to be back in balance and creating a life again for them. So check that out. Go on the frequency experience and see for yourself the testimonials of real people, real testimonials.
I really resonate with just what you just shared about the awareness. And because what I've learned, it's been a journey for myself about how to understand holistic health, right? And actually I get irritated when people ask me, oh, what do I do with a headache or migraine or uh, problem? And people are so busy these days, and they're just focusing on symptoms. They're just focusing on symptoms. And I have to keep explaining to them it's not about the symptoms. It's all about the root cause, right? Really have to get to the root, like what's causing it. And so when you actually have the self-awareness, just like how you explain it, like be aware, more aware about how you behave and how you balance your body, like how well you sleep or you exercise, like just your whole well-being in general, then the rest will kind of come out better, just take care of itself, right? So I think it's really to get back to the root of a cause rather than just focus on the symptoms. I think that's just beautifully how the Healy just intertwine with the life, with our life, right?
I 100% agree with you. Yeah. I mean, in the end, what are symptoms? Symptoms are just labels, right? Words we give
Exactly.
some symptoms, which is just caused by something which is not perfect,
Yeah, because you
So
and I can both have a headache, right? Or have some pains, or even have gut issues. But the cause could be completely different, right? It could be caused by a heartache, like a breakup, right? Or stress causing it by that, or for various reasons, right? So I think it's really about getting to the root and getting in touch with your. It's all about like it's a holistic health, which is your emotional health, your spiritual health, your mental health, not just physical, not just one dimensional. It's like a all 360 thing, right? And your relationships with the people around you, right? The toxic people around you or the good people around you, all that stuff. So anyway,
yeah,
it's been
and you said right, and this is actually really amazing point. Like you said, like we never met each other, but we're getting along very well, right? And it feels like we know each other very well. This is also awareness. Like what you say about toxic people, becoming aware what kind of people are actually good for you and who is not so good for you. What energy is sucking, who is
yes,
sucking energy from you, and who's giving you energy.
yes,
And suddenly you become sensitive to that. Like it's amazing. Like you feel it. You know who's good for you. You know almost intuitively who to trust. It's giving you more intuition. It's giving you find you sharpen your senses almost all of them, like
yeah.
the seven sense of frequencies, the sixth sense of intuition. Like these are things like it's almost like superpowers. I'm not saying buy the Healy because you get superpowers, but actually I'm saying buy the Healy because you get superpowers.
It's been a lovely presentation. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you. Hopefully we can do another presentation, have more to share in the future. And please get back to the person who introduced you to this amazing device, and we'll get your questions answered, and we'll get started from there. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you, May.
Thank you so much, Max. How do I stop sharing?
Stop recording. There, here we go.
Yeah,
All right.
hold on.